The United States is often hailed as the beacon of democracy, a nation where power lies in the hands of its people. But beneath this ideal lies a question that has shaped its political landscape for over 2 centuries. How did the Democratic and Republican parties come to dominate the world's oldest democracy? And at what cost? The origins of America's political system can be traced back to its very foundation. Ironically, the first president of the United States, George Washington, was a staunch critic of political factions. In his farewell address of 1796, Washington warned of the divisive nature of party politics, stating that it would lead to the alternate domination of one faction over another. Yet, even during Washington's presidency, factions began to emerge. On one side were the Federalists, led by Alexander Hamilton, who believed in a strong central government and close ties to Britain. On the other side were the Democratic Republicans, championed by Thomas Jefferson, who advocated for states' rights and an agrarian-based society. These early factions were less organized political parties and more alliances based on ideology and policy disagreements. However, they set the stage for the adversarial nature of US politics. The election of 1828 marked a turning point in American political history. Andrew Jackson's rise to power signaled the birth of modern party politics. Jackson's supporters formed the Democratic Party, championing the common man and opposing elite interests. In response, the National Republicans eventually evolved into the Whig Party, creating a clear two-party competition. This era of Jacksonian democracy was characterized by mass political participation, with campaigns becoming more organized and parties playing a central role in mobilizing voters. By the mid-19th century, the Whig Party collapsed under the weight of internal divisions over slavery. In its place, the Republican Party emerged in 1854 as a coalition of anti-slavery activists and reformers. The election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860 solidified the Republican Party as a dominant force in American politics. For decades, the political landscape was shaped by a clear North-South divide, with Republicans dominating the industrialized North and Democrats holding sway in the agrarian South. The Democratic and Republican parties are the two major political forces in the United States, each with distinct core ideologies and platforms that shape their approach to governance. The Democratic Party generally advocates for progressive policies, emphasizing social justice, environmental protection, and government intervention in the economy to address inequality. Their platform often includes support for healthcare reform, education access, and civil rights, appealing to a diverse coalition of voters, including minorities, young people, and urban residents. In contrast, the Republican Party typically champions conservative values, prioritizing limited government, individual liberties, and free market principles. Their platform often focuses on tax cuts, deregulation, and a strong national defense, appealing to voters who prioritize economic growth, traditional values, and personal responsibility. This ideological divide significantly influences how each party approaches legislation and public policy, with Democrats often pushing for expansive social programs and Republicans advocating for fiscal conservatism. Historically, the dominance of these parties has shifted over time, reflecting changes in voter alignment and societal values. For instance, the New Deal coalition of the 1930s solidified Democratic dominance for decades, as the party's response to the Great Depression resonated with many Americans. However, the civil rights movement of the 1960s led to a realignment, with many Southern Democrats transitioning to the Republican Party, reshaping the political landscape. In recent years, we've seen further shifts, with issues like immigration, healthcare, and climate change influencing voter preferences. Understanding the roles of the Democratic and Republican parties is essential for grasping the complexities of US politics and the ongoing evolution of voter behavior and party dynamics. The two-party system significantly shapes the electoral processes and outcomes in the United States, particularly through the mechanics of primaries and general elections. In this framework, each major party conducts primary elections to select their candidates for the general election. These primaries can be open or closed, allowing registered party members or all voters to participate respectively. The candidates who emerge from these primaries then compete in the general election, where the winner is determined by a simple majority. This structure often leads to a focus on party loyalty and ideological alignment, as candidates must appeal to their party's base to secure nomination. One of the critical implications of the two-party system is the winner-takes-all approach used in many states, particularly in the Electoral College for presidential elections. This system poses significant challenges for third-party candidates, as they often struggle to gain traction in a landscape dominated by the two major parties. Even when third-party candidates receive a notable percentage of the vote, they frequently fail to win any electoral votes, leading to a perception that voting for them is a wasted effort. Voter turnout trends also reflect the influence of party affiliation within the two-party system. Historically, individuals who identify strongly with a party are more likely to participate in elections, driven by a sense of duty and alignment with party values. However, turnout can fluctuate based on factors such as the competitiveness of the election, voter engagement efforts, and the appeal of the candidates. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for analyzing how the two-party system shapes electoral outcomes and influences the broader political landscape in the United States. The two-party system in the United States faces a range of criticisms and challenges that raise questions about its effectiveness in representing the diverse views of the electorate. Proponents argue that the system simplifies governance by providing clear choices for voters and promoting stability in the political landscape. However, critics contend that this binary framework limits political discourse and marginalizes alternative viewpoints, leading to a lack of genuine representation for many citizens. One significant challenge to the two-party system is the rise of independent voters and third-party movements. As more individuals identify as independents, they express frustration with the perceived rigidity of the major parties and their inability to address pressing issues. This shift has led to increased calls for electoral reforms, such as ranked choice voting and proportional representation, which could provide a more inclusive platform for diverse political perspectives. Despite these movements, third-party candidates often struggle to gain traction in elections, primarily due to the entrenched nature of the two-party system. Additionally, polarization has become a defining characteristic of contemporary US politics, affecting both political discourse and governance. As the ideological divide between Democrats and Republicans widens, constructive dialogue becomes increasingly rare, leading to gridlock in Congress and a lack of bipartisan cooperation. This polarization can alienate moderate voters and create an environment where extreme views dominate, further entrenching the two-party system's limitations. In summary, while the two-party system has provided stability and structure to American politics, it also faces significant challenges and criticisms that highlight the need for a more inclusive and representative political framework. Understanding these dynamics is essential for navigating the future of US governance. If you found this video informative and thought-provoking, We encourage you to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Don't forget to like and share this video with friends and family who might be interested in understanding the complexities of US politics. Together, we can foster a more informed and engaged electorate. Thank you for watching.